Hey, this is Main Art. Today I'm going to expand on this kind of dragon ghost piece. This is with charcoal and pastel. So I'm going to just jump right in here and see what we can do. Maybe start giving this thing almost like a body. Let's say, like, for instance, all of this kind of sweeps around, like something like this. Kind of cool. Snake-like almost. Coming through here. Yeah, something. So I'm just starting out just with a pastel. I mean, I think I'll use a cool looking orange here. A nice effect. Kind of sweep over the body. All right. So yeah, definitely cool start. Um, then I'll just jump right in with our charcoal. Let's just see if we can start giving some texture to this. Just going right over the outline. So see what we got, and then actually start on the interior, making some dark cuts. So look at that. That's all we're doing there is just side cuts. That's okay if we go over there. We'll just, like I said, kind of come over on that side. And then I'm going to actually go this opposite direction. So you can see it almost gives it like a scale-like feel. And all that is straight lines coming off the back. So just really neat, kind of quick technique. Start giving it some texture. So I'm just going to kind of continue that. Some areas we could darken. I'm going to get a little darker in here on a turn. Darken that up. Yeah, see that? Just up right on the turn. And then it'll actually just come back and lighten up a little bit. So we're kind of giving it that reptilian type feel. And then, you could just kind of mess around too, see if you want it a little bit darker. And that's all just with the charcoal right now. Okay, so from here, I'm going to actually start doing the same on the back area section. Just see if we can almost get it like a kind of curved, rounded feel. And you'll see too, we'll continue as we kind of make the turns here. Continue to do this kind of crossed shade feel. Darker here. Darker down in here. And if you've checked out my other videos, you'll see I'm doing a lot of different things with primarily pastel and charcoal. So I definitely invite you to see some of the other stuff. We're just all about promoting drawing and imagination, creativity, just kind of getting out there and doing your own thing. So, okay. So we currently have this type of texture here. So I'm going to actually take it to the next level. See if we can just kind of get in and see if we can add some more color to this. That center section. Keep this in. And also, let's see, try to get maybe some cuts coming off the back here. Very cool looking, just nice and loose cuts. We could come back in and sharpen these out, of course. I'm just gonna kind of get started. These cool kind of yellow looking color. Fade these in. Very loose right now, like I was saying, because we'll get back in with the black pencil and start giving it some extra texture. Which is a cool look. I'm just gonna go down the whole back like that, just to give it a cool, organic feel that it's part of the body. You know, you could even let's just work some of those in a little bit. Okay. So here, let's start getting these things a little darker. This is where you can really start adding your own kind of feel and texture, whether it's fading them straight out. Going right down the line here. For me, I always like to add a little, like, the sharper look. Just from these middle areas, like I was saying, let's make it so it's almost part of the body line there. Going back to the cross lines and just using the finger to just to blend. So it definitely kind of gives that cool effect there. And that's all that is, really, just adding a little charcoal and then getting the blend out where it's darker into light. This is fast, you know, and I know it's a little sloppier, but could always clean it up. Again, that's the beauty of this medium. Just kind of get in there and start adding whatever the kind of drawing tells you to. Okay, so now we got this structure going. All right, let's see. I think we're gonna start darkening some of this up. Let's really get interesting in here. Some colors, some texture. I might even start extending these scales out a little bit. Let's start making like a weird body here. And you'll see what we'll do is we'll come back in with different colors here. So I'm going to primarily use the black and the charcoal, and then let's just start getting some different shades in this thing. see where it goes. Use some of that dark. Dark purple's kind of cool in there. And this is really just all by eye, really just seeing where the character might take us, the creature might take us. So it's very, very loose now, very kind of all over the place. But what we'll do is we'll come in, let's see, get some yellows in here. All right, and now we'll go back with our charcoal and start adding in the skin, just making it its own kind of weird look and feel. And this is kind of where like some of that just a weird kind of cool vibe comes in to create where you can just, we're not looking to do any perfect scale or anything like that. Symmetry, we're just going to kind of see where the drawing, the painting goes. Some darks in there too. All right, start filling in some more colors. And ultimately what this will lead to is we'll go back over with the scales and see what we can get. All right. So yeah, like definitely this thing is the glowing feel. The core of the dragon. You can see the original crosses that we did back there are still visible, so it still gives it that kind of cool look. Now I'm just going to start going over our lines and just making those lines pop. And what this other interesting thing you can do is with the charcoal, you could almost start fading some of these color blocks to give it a little bit more dimension. See, like darken in here and then fade out, darken in here, kind of fade out a little bit. So it starts to give it that cool vibe. Back to that darkening down here. So it definitely gives you an interesting kind of look and feel on this thing. You know, you can kind of, and I'm just going to start making some more cuts up here. Maybe even come out with some darker, larger kind of sinew. Okay, so definitely a lot happening here. A lot of different things going on, which is, you know, cool. So so I am going to start adding a little bit more to this middle section here to really start making it darker. And then we can accentuate further. We want to get, let's say it's coming out of the darkness. Really come in with some dark. Even a smoky, let's get a like a smoky vibe in there. Of course, come back in with our white. Gives it a cool vibe here. Okay, so yeah, that definitely starts to darken it up a little bit. Even take it a little bit further in this section. So we almost got to fade out from the face. Face coming out of the darkness. Just fade it out. Gives it a cool look like that. Definitely, yeah, very cool. Make sure I get that dark outside shadow where it's Yeah, it's giving it a weird vibe. Definitely cool. Definitely cool. So I'm gonna just kind of get back in, just adding some more cuts and textures in the body here. Okay, some texture up there. Very cool. And let's say if this part of it just sweeping around, you could even have some of that hair wrap around down here. Say we have some coming through. And then all we do is highlight some of that with this. Go back over it, of course, you know, with our pastel and our charcoal. Definitely gives us a different feel on this thing. All right, so we got a lot of stuff happening here on this dragon, this interesting dragon. Really kind of going in wild directions. But most importantly is just, you know, we're just letting the drawing go and just see what happens. You know, it's just kind of wherever it's telling us to take it, that's where we'll go. So very, very different, very cool. All right, so from here, I think we're gonna just do a darkened background. We're gonna extend some of this dark cloud look and feel back in here. Extend that a little bit out. Come in with some lights. Clouds, kind of mist, whatever you have, whatever have you, you know, you whatever. Give it that cool effect. Clean up a little bit of this as we're here. Okay. All right, pretty cool so far. So yeah, definitely a lot of different things happening here on this piece. Um, just gonna kind of finish out quickly. Some more color down in this way. Some different areas in here, just kind of going back over, adding a little bit more color, the glow. Maybe highlight some of these a little bit on this side. All right. So So thank you so much for taking a look today. I really appreciate it. This is Main Art again. And if you like this kind of stuff, be sure to check out my other videos. I invite you to subscribe, of course. We got some creepy stuff, very similar vibe as this. There's a lot of different things happening. Thank you so much. Keep drawing, stay creative. Take care.